In a world where carbs are your enemy, you need one man to help you fight your battles. That man is Jimmy.
Combating nutrition disinformation and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
Nutritional Therapy Association trains and certifies nutritional therapy practitioners and consultants, emphasizing bioindividuality and the range of dietary strategies that support wellness. The NTA emphasizes local, properly prepared, nutrient-dense foods as the key to restoring balance and enhancing the body's ability to heal. The NTA's Nutritional Therapy Practitioner Program and fully online Nutritional Therapy Consultant Program empower graduates with the education and skills they need to launch successful, fulfilling careers in holistic nutrition. You can learn more and save your seat by going to nutritionaltherapy.com. Nutritional Therapy Association.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live. And we're here with another episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. And what do we do here on Jimmy Rants? We rant. We rant about a lot of stuff, mostly nutritional health stuff. So go follow me on Instagram. That's where the magic begins. So I'm at Livin' Low-Carb Man, LIVIN LOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can engage live in the content, just like all these beautiful people are doing right now. If you missed the live, it's all good. You can watch it on replay for up to 24 hours over on Instagram. So go follow me on Instagram. But if you're not the Instagram type, I get it. Not everybody is. You should be. But if you don't want to do Instagram, we do put all the past episodes up on YouTube. So type in a keyword search, Jimmy Rants. You will find the show either on a YouTube search or a Google search. Finally, we have the best of the best moments of this here show in podcast form over on Apple Podcasts and Stitcher. Just look up Jimmy Rants on those formats. You will find the show. JimmyRants.com is the website. Today's Jimmy Rants is all about where I'm at right now. So the fun part of doing a video show is I can be on location. And today I am on location. And I don't know if you can see it through the sun, but right there, we are right next to Chick-fil-A. Okay? So a lot of you guys may like Chick-fil-A. I know Christine likes Chick-fil-A. It's a restaurant that she in the past has always been very fond of. I think they probably do a good job, ethically speaking, in terms of being one of the better fast food restaurants that's out there. All in all, they do a really decent job with what they do as a business. Now, most of the stuff they serve there is crap. Don't get me wrong there. But as a business model, they're very friendly and all that jazz. But I read an article that claims that Chick-fil-A has a new keto-friendly menu. So I'm like, oh, did they follow in the footsteps of Chipotle and create a keto menu item? So I said, okay, well, let's take a look at this. So Chick-fil-A is cashing in on the trendy keto diet that's sweeping the nation. The fast food chain now has a keto-conscious menu on their website to help customers follow the high-fat, low-carb diet plan. So far, so good. This is pretty cool if it's legit. From foods with 10 or fewer net grams of carbohydrates to those that are filled with protein power, the Chick-fil-A menu has you covered for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, according to the Chick-fil-A website. So go check this out, you guys. I'm sure it's like Chick-fil-A.com. The menu boasts options like the grilled chicken sandwich without the bun, 3 grams of net carbs. The grilled chicken club sandwich without the bun, 3 grams of net carbs. Grilled nuggets, 8 count, 2 grams of net carbs. And the Cobb salad with grilled chicken, 10 grams of net carbs. and you don't have to nix your favorite Chick-fil-A sauces and dressings to stay true to the diet. Most of the dressings are only 1 to 3 net carbs. All right, that's the story. Reality check. Chick-fil-A has low carb options, but these options are most certainly not keto friendly. So if you're a keto newbie and you see a headline like this, please, please, please do not get fooled. And again, I love Chick-fil-A as a business model. I think they are one of the better chain restaurants out there. But please do not pull this bullcrap of telling me that you have keto-friendly options. So let's take a look at what they're thinking is keto-friendly. Grilled chicken sandwich without the bun. So you get the grilled chicken sandwich. It's 3 grams of net carbs. All it is a chicken breast that's been grilled. So Christine asked me earlier, where do the 3 grams of net carbs come from? It's like flavorings that they put in it, possibly, where they're adding sugar to the chicken breast. Okay? And they're calling that a good keto option. How about the grilled chicken club sandwich? Again, no bun, same deal. 3 grams of net carbs, probably the same amount of chicken breast. Grilled nuggets, again, chicken breast, 8 count, 2 grams net carbs, smaller portion probably of the above sandwiches. And then the Cobb salad with grilled chicken, 10 grams of net carbs. Most of those carbs are probably from the green leafy vegetables, although they probably add a little bit of sugar to the lettuce and stuff like that as well. Can somebody please, pray tell me why that's not keto? Anybody? Because they make the claim that those are all keto-friendly options. And if you're just joining us, Chick-fil-A has added new keto-friendly options on their website that you can order. And so they're pretending like they are keto-friendly. Exactly, Jess, you nailed it. Where is the fat? If you get a grilled chicken sandwich without the bun, if you get the grilled chicken club sandwich without the bun, if you get the grilled nuggets, 8 count, if you get the Cobb salad with grilled chicken, where in the world are you supposed to get fat? Let's not forget that a well-formulated ketogenic diet is defined as not just low in carbohydrate, but also moderate in protein and high in fat. What are you getting from grilled chicken breast? Any carbohydrate? No. Are you getting any fat? No, you're not. You're getting a boatload of protein. And this is my concern when people in headlines start trying to define what keto is. And when businesses like Chick-fil-A, which is right there, businesses like them pretend like they are offering keto options. Now, let me give the big caveat here. If you're able to eat chicken breast with very little fat on it and have a lower fat, higher protein style diet with very low carbs, number one, I hate you, and still being ketosis, I hate you, but I get it. Some people might be able to tolerate this, but that's not the point here. Let's not confuse terms. Now, if they came out and they said Chick-fil-A has a new low-carb friendly menu, and we have a low-carb conscious menu on our website to help people following a low-carb diet plan, I would have had no problem with this. But the fact that they used the K word, the fact that they called this keto, and even in the story, help customers following the high-fat, low-carb diet plan. How in the world are they getting any fat in? They make no mention in the story of what you get. So if you get grilled chicken sandwich without the bun, 3 grams of net carbs, and that chicken breast is probably about 45 grams of protein, no fat. And for that to be a good ketogenic meal, you need probably at least 45 grams of fat. Where are you going to get that from? They could add some avocado. That's not going to get you anywhere close to 45 grams of fat. I suppose they could cook it in butter. That would add a little more fat, but even still, you're not going to get off the hook. To me, keto has now become a trend word, and people, even though they're stating what it is in the article, low carb, high fat diet plan, they're neglecting the most important element besides carbohydrate restriction, and that is the high fat aspect of keto. So, if you're just joining us, Chick-fil-A has announced this new keto-friendly menu with keto-conscious meal items that you can order. They've got it right there on their website, chickfil-a.com. Go look at it, and you can see exactly what they're saying. And they're making the claim that these meals of grilled chicken sandwich without the bun, grilled chicken club sandwich without the bun, grilled nuggets, 8-count, and the Cobb salad with grilled chicken are all keto-friendly options. No, they're not. They're low carb options. Chick-fil-A has great low carb options, but most certainly not keto friendly. Let me throw another monkey wrench into this. I'm about to blow some of your minds. Because of all the proteins that you could consume, of all of them, guess what one of the most insulinogenic proteins, not even talking about the amount of protein, just insulinogenic protein in and of itself is? That's right, it's chicken. So if you're trying to lower insulin and you're trying to eat foods that would keep your insulin at bay, obviously carbohydrate restriction is a must. But if you make chicken the preponderance of what you eat in your diet, you are not lowering your insulin levels. Chicken stokes insulin. It's the amino acid that's in there that does that. And a lot of people don't realize this. And this might be why on your ketogenic diet, you could be having chicken, even the chicken thigh. They basically sell only chicken breast at Chick-fil-A. But this applies to the thigh, to the wing, to all the supposedly darker meat. Do you notice when you eat chicken, you get hungry really fast? And for me, I tested a high protein diet last year where I ended up having to eat the leanest of the lean protein sources, which defaults mostly to chicken. And so at one meal last year, I did 5 chicken breasts, again, trying to get in enough of the protein because I was doing a specific experiment that I needed to get to 270 grams of protein in my diet a day. And I would have to eat like 5 chicken breasts just to try to get it in me. And I tested my insulin levels, you guys, at various times throughout that before I started. And then I believe it was at 1.5 hours postprandial, which means after eating. And my insulin had jumped 7 points. No carbohydrate, very little fat, and a whole lot of protein, mostly from chicken breast. And even the high protein people like Ted Naiman that are out there, they're the first ones to say, oh yeah, don't eat chicken breast. That's very insulinogenic. It'll raise your insulin. Everybody knows that. I'm like, no, everybody does not know that. So when Chick-fil-A comes out and says, we got a keto-friendly menu, and it's mostly chicken breast, infused with sugary flavoring on it, you bet your sweet bippy I'm going to call them out about it. And again, I'm right next door. It's right there. I came on location today just for this video. There is where I'm at, is Chick-fil-A. I want you guys to see. I thought for the ambiance of it, it would be nice to show you. That's where I'm talking about. So maybe you saw this news article. Maybe some people are asking, oh, I heard keto is at Chick-fil-A now. Nope, sure isn't. Low carb is at Chick-fil-A, but quite frankly, low carb is at every restaurant. You can pretty much eat low carb at any restaurant, even Olive Garden, which is over there. I can order something at Olive Garden and get something pretty darn low carb. But ketogenic? Nope. And I think words mean things. Words matter. And if we let the definition of words like keto get murky and get blurry and people don't understand what they actually mean, then we might as well quit this now. It's why I will call them out on Jimmy Rants every single time. And while I appreciate that Chick-fil-A is trying to take advantage of a trend that people are looking for keto options and they're actually physically using keto, kudos to them, but actually make it keto. So what would I do to make Chick-fil-A have a truly keto conscious menu? It's going to be very hard with chicken because of the insulinogenic effects. And of course, they don't want you to know that chicken's highly insulinogenic. But I suppose if you made a salad that included a lot of avocado in it, and then you drizzled on top of the salad some avocado oil or olive oil, and you cooked the chicken in some coconut oil or butter, maybe you could get the fat up high enough. But yeah, chicken's no bueno, you guys, in terms of trying to make you ketogenic. So it's kind of ironic that a chicken joint would like Chick-fil-A, would want you to eat their stuff to be keto. I think Chipotle did it the right way. Obviously, Chipotle also is taking advantage of the keto trend, and they made this option available, this bowl option for keto people. And it's really, really good. But the thing is, you could have ordered that on your own as a keto person. And I'm wondering what value there is for these chain restaurants like Chipotle, like Chick-fil-A, of making keto options when maybe they don't really know what keto is. And maybe they should hire somebody like me or someone else in the keto community to help consult them on actually making a keto option available from their menu items. I would be more than happy to consult with any company that is desiring to have keto options available for their customer base that are asking for it, and to actually make truly keto options. They'd make more money if they did it that way. The sad thing is, they're going to bamboozle people that are newbies to keto. They see, oh, it's a keto menu, and then they order off the keto menu. They eat the chicken nuggets, the 8-count chicken nugget, grilled chicken nuggets, and they eat that. Oh, it's a really good keto. Wow, great satiety, low carb, high fat. 1 hour later, why am I hungry? Why am I hungry? And then they're going to come to me and go, well, wait a minute, I had the keto option at Chick-fil-A. I shouldn't be this hungry this quick, right? And then it drives them to cravings, and it drives them to eat crap because they couldn't take that, quote, keto diet. See where I'm going here? It's why the words matter. So the bottom line in this Jimmy Rant, you guys, you're going to hear, and Chick-fil-A is just the latest, but you're going to hear a lot of companies, a lot of, especially these chain restaurants that like Chick-fil-A, that are going to talk about having keto-friendly, keto-conscious menu items. And you have to know, Chick-fil-A and others like them have low-carb options, but I most certainly would not describe them as keto-friendly. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. Welcome in, welcome in. And again, I'm right next to Chick-fil-A, right there. Thanks for being here, you guys. I'm going to try to get into where I can see the screen because it's so bright right now. Welcome in, welcome in. Let's see what we got here. Hunger No More. Hello, I love that username, by the way. Hunger No, K-N-O-W more. That's cool. Keto Nurse Jess. Yeah, another keto Instagrammer, keto coach, posted their joy over the keto offering. And I'm just like, bruh, have you seen the ingredients? I guess your keto goals factor in, but it's a hard no for me. Yeah, I think people see keto and they jump at the first chance to do something with that. And sadly, just because they label it keto, don't make it keto. Hello, Lauren. Thanks for being here. We are deprived in Canada. I've never seen a Chick-fil-A here. Well, yeah, you're not missing much, Bluebirds. It's pretty much gotten a health halo in America because it's mostly chicken breast, which is supposedly healthy. They do deep fry a lot of them and make a very famous chicken sandwich. They have waffle fries and all kind of stuff. So you're not really missing much. What's up, Neo? Thanks for being here. Customer service is the bomb, says Selena at Chick-fil-A, but not keto-friendly. If you decide the waffle fries are keto-friendly, that I'm in. Oh, I forgot to mention, And you don't have to nix your favorite Chick-fil-A sauces and dressings to stay true to the diet. Yeah, you do. The Polynesian sauce, the sweet and sour sauce, really? They think that is acceptable on a ketogenic diet? It is chock full of high fructose corn syrup. It's no bueno. And yet you don't have to nix it. And then the dressings, we've talked about dressings before, you guys. Every single commercial dressing has soybean oil. Soybean oil is highly inflammatory for your body. Again, is it low carb? Sure. Is it ketogenic and healthy? Not in a million years. So I couldn't believe that last line in there. You can even have your Chick-fil-A, favorite Chick-fil-A sauces and dressings and stay true to the diet. And I didn't even get to the net carbs part. Count total carbs. Total carbs. Okay, back to you guys. Can't wait to hear about the ingredients. Yeah, go look that up, you guys. You can look it up on Chick-fil-A's website, what the ingredients are in there. But the fact that they have any carbs at all, net or total or otherwise, in a chicken breast, it means they've infused them in there, and it's usually a sugary sauce. LOL, the things that I liked at Chick-fil-A, I can no longer have, like waffle fries and their sauce, so I just don't eat out anymore, says Mandy. Yeah, sadly, it's off limits, and they could be such a good restaurant if they didn't sell chicken, but they wouldn't be called Chick-fil-A. Now, if they called themselves Steak Filet, or Beef Filet, Cow Filet, they'd have to get chickens as the mascot and say, eat more beef. They see hamburger, fast food, no bun, keto, and think they are good to go, not understanding the fat. Exactly. That's exactly right, Mike. I stick to my chick, says Bluebirds. My wife got me started on keto, and her doctor, Doug, showed us the obesity code. All easy after that. It's Atkins friendly, says Richard. Yeah, it's low carb Atkins friendly. So if you like chicken breast, I don't, because I know what it does to me physically. I get hungry eating chicken breast. But if you like that, then go for it and you do well. That's fine. Some people also say, well, you can bring your own fat and you can drop an F-bomb on top of it and you can add avocado oil and you can add your own. Okay, great. But that still doesn't take away the insulinogenic effect, not just of the amount of protein, but the insulinogenic effect of eating chicken. Angie says, we went to a steakhouse, ordered a steak. They added sugar to the rub on my steak. I would send it back. If they did that to me, I would send it back and say, I can't have sugar. And if you tell them you've got diabetes, kind of fudge a little bit, you can tell them you got diabetes, they will have to remake it. And most of them would remake it. But the fact that they wouldn't tell you that they put a sugary rub on there is kind of shocking, actually, because they're supposed to tell you. I made my grilled nuggets more keto by adding a packet of the avocado ranch dressing, 3 carbs, a little over 30 grams of fat. It works if my food options are limited. Well, Chris, certainly if you're traveling, although there's plenty of other options besides Chick-fil-A, but if you're traveling or if you have you need to get something quick and that's the only option, yes, I would have grilled chicken from Chick-fil-A if there was no other options around. But if the town you're in has a Chick-fil-A, surely, like right across the street from this Chick-fil-A, there's a Longhorn Steakhouse, there is a Jack in the Box, there's an Olive Garden, there's a Golden Corral, there's a Burger King, there's a Dairy Queen, there's so many options all around just in this area where I'm at in my hometown, that if you find a Chick-fil-A, you surely can find some place that can sell you beef. Chicken is just, it's just one of those proteins that's not really as healthy as they've made it out to be. Breathing is also keto according to Chick-fil-A. Alberto, I can always count on you to have something snarky to say. Gen X Urban Hippie says, I can't handle most fast food low carb options because of all the additives that get my gut gurgling. That's the other thing. Where are these carbs coming from in the chicken breast? They are infusing it with flavor, which everybody loves the taste and flavor, and that's great. But the flavoring agents are full of sugar and other additives that may not necessarily be optimal for your health. So that's another reason for avoiding it. The dumb thing is these are nothing new as far as their options, says Val. No, they're not. Packaged is what I would call them. Packaged and marketed to an unbeknownst audience of people that are now, at least on their radar screen, aware of the term keto. So they're going to use it for that purpose. Kara says, very disappointing. It is disappointing because they could be doing so much better. They don't understand keto at all. They're just trying to cash in. And again, I think there's nothing wrong from an entrepreneurial standpoint and a capitalistic standpoint of trying to make money, but at least do it with integrity. How hard is it to reach out to somebody like me? And if Chick-fil-A says, hey, we'd like to make some keto-friendly options on our meal, you want to give us some input. Here are the raw ingredients available to you to create some kind of a menu. And if they came to me with their ideas, I'd have went like, yeah, no. I would have immediately recommended that they buy stock in lots and lots and lots of avocado and get real butter and some other options like that. To me, that's how they could have done this, sort of kind of closer to keto, but they're lying to people calling this keto. What they've done is they've made a very good low-carb options, and they pointed them out to you. They've done nothing to help a ketogenic dieter. They need to partner with the F-bomb company, says Mike, to help complete their meal. Now, that would be a way to increase the fat. So instead of the waffle fries, you get an F-bomb with it. I like your thinking, Mike. That's pretty cool. At least it's a move in the right direction. Very good option versus Peep cereal. Oh yeah, Kitty Catic. I'm not discouraging that they're trying to make options. But the thing is, as others have pointed out, these options have always been there. All they've done is package them. And my concern is a newbie hears keto, and all Chick-fil-A hears is cha-ching, 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 when they're not really giving them keto options. Primally balanced. Hey, how are you, girl? Have you looked at their dressing? Soybean oil. Exactly. Nasty, nasty soybean oil. And again, if they replaced the soybean oil with an avocado oil-based dressing, a la what the Primal Kitchen people are doing, I would be a little more in favor of this, being more keto-friendly. Preach it, Jimmy. Chicken isn't a big part of my keto life for this very reason. Sadly, Jess, a lot of people don't know that. So hopefully, if nothing else in this Jimmy Rants today, you learned that chicken is highly insulinogenic. And that might be a reason why you still may be having trouble with belly fat. You may be having trouble with satiety on your keto. A lot of people, all I had was some chicken and some green beans, and I put butter on top, and I'm hungry. What's wrong? Keto is so bad. And I'm like, chicken. Stoking insulin. And that's no good when you're trying to eat better. Medusa says, I love beef and pork. Sadly, Chick-fil-A doesn't sell either one of those. Low-fat, chemical-laden does not equal keto. Yes, Gen X, that's true. Peace, love, and bacon grease. Now, they added bacon grease to the chicken. There you go. People don't take into account that you need to balance the macros at each meal. You can't just gorge yourself on protein at lunch and then eat all your fat at dinner. Yeah, that is helpful. And I remember interviewing this protein expert one time. His name, Dr. Donald Layman. I talked to him on the Live and La Vida Low-Carb show. It's been several years ago now. But he talked about that the threshold for the amount of protein at any one meal, the amount of protein that you should consume at any one meal, is 30 grams of protein. So if you have 3 meals in a day, that's a maximum of 90 grams of protein. So he was pretty adept at understanding you don't want to overdo it on the protein. Now, my concern with that equation is, what about the people who eat OMAD, 1 meal a day? You got to get all your protein in that meal. And I never did get a really straight answer because I wonder how much of the negative effects of consuming a lot of protein in one meal are offset by that 24 hours of fasting that you do after or before or after. So that's an interesting question. I'd love to see vetted out a little more in the science. Or if you split it into 2 meals and you only do 90 grams of protein, that's still 45 grams of protein per meal. Yeah, you're still going to get more than that 30. So I would love to definitely explore that a little more, and I'll see if I can find answers for you guys that like to eat OMAD. I have noticed when I eat chicken, I get hungry very quickly. It just doesn't satisfy anywhere near beef. No, Chris, it does not. It's why I avoid chicken, even when I'm like at a party or something and all they have is like a chicken breast type of thing. And no, I would rather fast than to eat chicken and know I'm going to be hungry an hour later. While I totally agree with you, Jimmy, isn't even just the word keto in such a mainstream setting still good to help the momentum of the cause? Keto Stoner. See, this is where I'm split. Yes, I think it's wonderful that they recognize the trend that is keto. But no, I do not think it's wonderful that they're co-opting the word keto to translate it into what they want it to mean. This is a very common debate tactic, actually, where you co-opt someone else's ideas, make them your own, and then redefine what that term means. So that's a major concern, especially as we move forward with the keto message. It's not going to stay hot forever, you guys. And if people like the people at Chick-fil-A co-opt what it means, even in the article, they say, helping the customers follow a high-fat, low-carb diet plan. But then you look at what those options are. Every single one of them is, yes, low-carb, but no, not low or not high-fat. They're all low-fat. They're co-opting the keto message. So it's great the keto term is out there, but if it confuses people, if this is their first foray into seeing the term keto, and they look at this and go, oh, that's keto, and then you turn around and go, whoa, 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 they're confused. And that's my biggest concern. So it's kind of a love-hate thing, Keto Stoner. And I think in the end, this is doing more harm than it is doing good for the movement. Yes, Lori, you heard that right. Chicken can raise your insulin levels because the amino acids that are in chicken itself are highly, highly insulinogenic. Again, every single doctor I have talked to that promotes this higher protein, including Ted Naiman, Dr. Ted Naiman, has said, oh yeah, it's commonly known that chicken raises insulin. Okay, no, it's not. Most people did not know that. So I'm glad we educated you here today. Insulinogenic, yes, that is the word. It just means it is insulin producing. More will be concerned about the quality of meats in fast food places in general. And they should be, Kitty Caddick. Had no idea about chicken and insulin. A lot of you guys are saying that, so welcome. And so Gen X says, eat a hamburger, LOL. So we need a beef fillet to open up everywhere for true keto options. Mandy, that or just go to any restaurant that sells beef. Although, as I shared in my stories yesterday, we were still traveling yesterday, coming home from our trip in West Virginia, and we stopped at a hotel. And so I was looking around trying to find options to buy some food last night. I went to Applebee's. They wanted to charge $75 for 6 hamburgers with cheese and bacon. $75. No, thank you. Bye-bye. Then I went down to Cracker Barrel, and they kept trying to give me sides with it and the bun, and you just have to throw it away, and then they charged me full price. And again, no thank you. I ended up going to Five Guys, which is not exactly the best place in the world to do that, but they accommodated me quite well. It ended up being for, and their burgers are really thin, for 8 patties. I want to say they're like a 1/3 pound patties. It ended up being right at $20. I noticed the breakfast option was egg whites. Yes, they don't sell apparently whole eggs at Chick-fil-A over there, says Val. I've been eating chicken thighs for lunch. This may be the reason for my stall. Maybe, George. And I'm not saying that everybody is going to have a negative response to chicken, but just know the amino acids that are in chicken, the very proteins in chicken, not the amount of protein, the proteins themselves in some people, and I would dare say in those of us that are insulin resistant, it's going to respond in a very similar negative fashion as eating carbohydrate in some people. I'm not saying it's going to happen in all people, but you got to be aware of that. And so knowledge is power. Take that knowledge and do something with it. Thank you for calling this out. Most sauces not only kickstart cravings, but my gut churns. Yeah, sadly, the sauces are just sugar bombs. And the dressings that they use at Chick-fil-A are just seed oil bombs. So both are no bueno for your ketogenic diet. Josh says Dave & Buster's is very keto-friendly. Yeah, we don't have one near where I live. I have seen that, and I love playing like a little kid in there, but good to know for when I'm traveling, Josh. Thank you for that. How do you know if they added sugary rub to your food? Well, you taste it, Randy. That's for sure. But definitely look on their website. Wendy's Baconator is life, says Keto Stoner. Yeah, if you can find a Wendy's. Although I did have Wendy's hamburgers recently, and I probably should have added the bacon with it. But I did not respond well to just the burger patties, very lean. So you got to be careful. And, a good rule of thumb is don't rely on restaurants to give you your keto food. If you can find a grocery store or find, when you're home, obviously try to eat at home as much as possible and make your own food and add your own quality ingredients. But if you find yourself traveling, which Christine and I do quite a bit, you just do the best that you can with what's available. I still say we burn them, then we hang them. Low-carb New Yorker. That's not very keto. I think it was just a marketing thing, says Misha. Well, sadly, it could be a marketing thing, but Jimmy Moore's going to call you out. I'm going to call you out when it's not actually keto. Tell people it's low carb, but don't tell people it's keto. Words mean things. Words matter. This is a restaurant's poor version of the keto copycat books. Yeah, I did a whole Jimmy rants about that where people have stolen, was it Jimmy Smorin Fung, stolen my name and put it on the, or what was it, Jimmy Sisson and Mark Moore. Yeah, they're pretty much co-opting the message and making it their own, whatever they want it to be. Yes, even the dark meat ever after 85, it's the actual proteins that are in chicken. It's the proteins, not the amount of proteins, but the actual proteins. Luckily, we don't have Chick-fil-A here in Wisconsin because I didn't know anything about any of this, or that they don't have beef or pork. No, they're chicken all the way. I'm very interested in learning more about the protein threshold. Yeah, I'm going to try to find out some answers, get another protein expert on the Live and La Vida Low Carb show at some point. That would be great. I've not tested my blood sugar after eating chicken, says Low Carb New Yorker, but I know I don't get hungry when I eat homemade with the skin, mostly dark meat chicken. So I think it's going to be an individualized thing that some people, if you get ample amounts of fat with that protein that's in the chicken, that maybe you stave off some of those insulinogenic effects. But again, for people that are insulin resistant, that could be a bad thing. But I reckon that's not what Chick-fil-A is selling. No, they are not. I've never done blood work after eating. I want to test after eating chicken. What do you recommend I buy to do the test? So David, it's tricky, but there are online websites where you can order your own tests. And I did this with my high protein diet thing last year. What I did was I brought some chicken breasts with me in my car in a Tupperware, and I went and got the test done at LabCorp. And then at 1.5, 2 hours-ish, I forget exactly how long it was, I tested again, the exact same insulin test. So I got fasting insulin is what I got. So the websites that you can do this, there's a couple of them that I'm aware of. anylabtestnow.com or privatemdlabs.com. Both of those will let you run labs on your own. The insulin test was somewhere around like $60. And so for $120, you could do this test before you have it. Go get the lab, come back to your car, eat whatever you're eating and whatever you're wanting to test, and then wait, and then go back into the lab at about 1 to 1.5 hours. You'll definitely see the biggest insulin response that will take place. At 1 hour is ideal, but I pushed it almost to 2 hours just to see, because it should be back to normal again, back to where you were at baseline, and it wasn't anywhere close. Mine went up like 7 or 8 points in that hour and a half, 2 hours. So at 1 hour postprandial, it probably will go way up if you have this negative response to chicken. I actually noticed a blood glucose rise after chicken, and I never knew why, says Margaret. This could be giving you clues. I find the cleaner that I eat, the less tolerant I am of any food that I don't cook at home. That's true. I've been reading books by Dr. Bob, Dr. Ken Berry, and Mercola. I've been listening to YouTube, everything. I didn't hear anything about chicken. I never liked chicken anyway, says Gail. Yes, David, sorry. There are certain states where you can't order your own test. And sadly, New York is one of those. I believe New Jersey, maybe Oregon or Washington State. But yeah, sadly, if you don't have that option, I don't know what to tell you other than going to your doctor and asking specifically for those tests. I've never been a great student in all this study and research and listening. I'm exhausted. Please make it simpler. Well, Gail, this is the simple version, sweetie. I hate to tell you. I could get really, really geeky on you and use big highfalutin words, but that doesn't help you. So I'm about the most plain spoken teacher in this keto space, and I will tell it to you straight and give you science-based information that is translated. So I'm sorry you feel like it's complex, but just hang in there. Start with the basic knowledge. It's one reason I wrote my book, Keto Clarity, is I wanted the basics of keto to be understandable to anybody. Then once you get the basics down, then you start adding to the knowledge. So what I'm sharing a lot of the times here on these Jimmy Rants, because these are mostly seasoned veterans of keto, is sometimes a little more advanced, but still in lay people language. I am a lay person. I'm someone living this. I'm someone doing this. So I try to make it as understandable as possible. I appreciate you being here. In New York City, I have to have a prescription for blood work, says David. Well, see if you can get that prescription is all I can say. Off the top, brick of chicken, but more on the topic of fast food. Oh, off the topic of chicken, but on fast food, burger options. How bad are the oils in some of the burgers, such as McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's? Wendy's, I know, only cooks their burgers. They just put it in water. So there is no oils. As far as the other ones, they're suspect because they could throw it right onto that grill that has all these seed oils everywhere. And that's the danger when you go out to eat, is the seed oils, which are highly inflammatory. And of course, they keep cooking it all day long on those seed oils, and it get very rancid and can be highly detrimental to your keto. All right, guys, that is it. The bottom line in this Jimmy Rants. Chick-fil-A, there they are, has low-carb options. But try as they may to tell you that they have keto-friendly, keto-conscious options. No, they do not. And hopefully this Jimmy Rants explained why it's low-carb friendly, Chick-fil-A is, but it's certainly not keto-friendly. That's it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. As always, you can engage live in the content with me. Go hop on over to Instagram. You will find the show if you follow me at Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVIN LOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can engage in the content live. Keto Tiny Invented says, go online and Google walk-in labs near me. You may find some you didn't know existed. A lot of LabCorps are now doing those tests reasonably, as well as mail-in labs. So yes, they do that as well. So thank you for that, Keto Tiny. If you missed the live, you can actually watch it on replay for up to 24 hours. So go access this show on Instagram. If you're not the Instagram type, or if you missed it for some reason, hop on over to YouTube. You can find the show there. Type in a keyword, Jimmy Rants, either on YouTube or a Google search. You will find the show. 220 something episodes now, you guys, and counting. Finally, we have a Jimmy Rants podcast, which has 60 something episodes, you guys. It has the best of the best moments of this here show in podcast form. Very fun to listen to. So go check it out on Apple Podcast or Stitcher. JimmyRants.com is the website. So until next time, stay away from Chick-fil-A. We'll see you then.